this episode of Off the Script Extra, did The Miz go off the script in his promo with Renee Young on Smackdown Live? Let's talk about it.
Fill your glasses up and put your headphones in, because it's time for Off the Script. And all you fucking goons and assholes, get in line and hit subscribe, because it's time for Off the Script. Hit the like button and share it around. You can even pull your fucking pants down, because it's time for Off the Script with JD from New York 206, because it's time for Off the Script, because it's time for Off the Script.
In the society we live in today, nothing is kept secret anymore. And if it is, it's very, very difficult to keep that stuff private. I think the only things that I've seen so far that have been very, very private when it comes to WWE superstars is Sasha Banks getting married this year and Bayley actually getting engaged a couple of weeks ago. That was it. You don't know who they're dating. You don't know, anything about Sasha Banks' wedding, right? These are things that happened. These are things that were not photographed because these individuals want to remain private. They want their private life separate from their on-air TV personas. But we live in a day and age now where everything that we do, every hour, on the hour, everything that we do is detailed in 140 characters on Twitter. We live in a day and age where all we have to do is log into Facebook and update what we're doing, how we're feeling. All we have to do is hop on Instagram, and stories are being told through the photographs that we take with our mobile phones. Social media pretty much is a way of life for a lot of people. Some people hate social media. Some people aren't even on social media. Some people I know don't even have a Twitter, Facebook. But with the society that we live in right now, social media is a way like that to grab the hottest headline, to catch the latest breaking news report. Anything, you name it. Politics, religion, government, sports. But when you're trying to keep things private, they always eventually just come out and peek up and reveal themselves to the general public. Especially when Renee Young is on Total Divas, which is on the E! Network, which is something that WWE has been pushing for several seasons now. Through reality television and through WWE, they've done this, and they've blurred the line between what's real and what is not. WWE has pulled back the curtain on several different situations regarding their company. Breaking Ground is a good example. Back in the day when we were watching WWF growing up, we always wondered what was it like behind the scenes. Now in 2016, WWE is revealing that with open arms. This is what goes on. This is what each of our superstars goes through. This is how our superstars train for a promo. This is how our superstars come up with a gimmick. This is how our superstars train day in and day out. This is what they do in their homes. This is what they do for hobbies and activities when they're away from the ring. This is who they're dating. This is where they're living, a look inside their home. None of this stuff. We didn't have access to any of this stuff back in the day. Now, seemingly at every twist and turn, this is the norm in WWE. And Renee Young is no different. She's on Total Divas. Dean Ambrose, I haven't watched this season, but I know Dean Ambrose has made several different appearances on Total Divas. John Cena, linked to Nikki Bella. Daniel Bryan, married to Brie Bella. They're having their first child. You got one of the Usos dating Naomi. You got Tyson Kidd married to Natalya. Big Cass is linked to Carmella. You got The Miz linked to Maurice. And so on and so forth. You got Rusev and Lana. These are things that are known through social media and through reality television. Because WWE, like I said, they're pulling back the curtain on these types of things. Where back in the day, that type of stuff was absolutely forbidden. So, was The Miz out of line for what he did? Was it scripted to come off that way on SmackDown? Or was it The Miz going off the script? And if it is The Miz going off the script, who cares? If it is The Miz going off the script, why is it such a big deal? Why is it such a big deal to those who didn't want it to happen? Or why is it a big deal to those in the back, in management? Why? The Miz actually now propelled this situation with Dean Ambrose and propelled this storyline into very intriguing territory. The Miz actually made me want to see what happens next. Whereas, if he didn't say what he said on SmackDown, most of us wouldn't care. Most of us would see just another Miz versus Dean Ambrose match with nothing behind it. Why are they feuding? Why are they fighting over the Intercontinental title? What is their personal issue? So The Miz, doing what he did and saying what he said, instantly made this not just about the Intercontinental Championship. That's always going to be there. But now he gave the story backbone. Now he gave the story meaning. And if it was at the expense of Renee Young, there's got to be at least some part of this in which Renee Young knew he was going to say that. Whether or not he was supposed to utter the words, well, you're the one sleeping with him. Where it should have been, well, you're the one dating him. Sleeping and dating, two vastly different words. You know, sleeping, obviously more powerful of a word than dating. Dating means that Dean Ambrose and Renee Young, they are a couple. Sleeping, that opens up a whole nother bag. That's treading TV 14 territory. That's treading Attitude Era-esque verbiage on WWE television. And I'm still sick. I swear to God, whoever got me sick, I wish death upon them. Seriously. The Miz did something that needed to be done here. And I'm pretty sure Renee Young had some type of idea what was going to happen here. Otherwise, it wouldn't have aired on television. See, a lot of people, well, was this a shoot? No, it wasn't a shoot. This was planned to happen. Whether or not the verbiage was supposed to be said or not, that's a completely different story. But whatever we seen was supposed to happen. So the story goes as this, and this is from Dave Meltzer. Okay? It's common knowledge that most wrestling fans know Ambrose and Renee Young are linked. They are dating, and have been for quite some time. But it was still a shocker when The Miz not only revealed that this relationship was on that type of level when he stated, you're the one sleeping with him. When Renee Young interviewed him in the ring asking what his obsession was with Dean Ambrose. What may be more surprising is that the rumor right now is that The Miz actually went off the script and ad-libbed that line, much to Renee Young's chagrin. Rumors about Dean Ambrose and Renee Young dating have been swirling since 2014, but it was only in March 2015 that Renee Young confirmed herself that these rumors were true, commenting on the matter on the Gorilla podcast, the Gorilla Position podcast, cited by MTV UK. At that time, she chose not to say much about her relationship with Ambrose, while Ambrose remained more silent, very private, only taking or talking in depth about the matter in September of that year, according to What Culture. This is what Dean Ambrose said. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be with anything less than the optimal, most beautiful, most tremendous girl in the world, said Ambrose, whom What Culture described as one of the most private wrestlers in all of WWE. The bottom line is, Ambrose says, she's far too good for me. This year, Renee Young joined the main cast of Total Divas, with Dean Ambrose also making guest appearances in the show's 6th season. This gave fans a closer look at their real-life relationship dynamic, while adding Dean and Renee to a list of Total Divas, Total Bellas couples that includes Cena and Bella, Bryan and Bella, Lana and Rusev, Natalya and Kid. But while those real-life couple relationships are part of WWE storylines on the show, the Dean Ambrose and Renee Young relationship was only referenced in Total Divas. That changed on Tuesday night. However, as Young interviewed the WWE Intercontinental Champion on Smackdown Live, the in-ring interview started like such segments normally would, with Renee asking The Miz about his obsession with Dean Ambrose, who he is feuding with for the Intercontinental title. And while The Miz seemed to be focusing on his arrogant heel persona by reacting angrily to the question, he uttered some words that had surprised a lot of fans, and apparently Renee Young herself. My obsession with Dean Ambrose. Maybe we should talk about your obsession with Dean Ambrose. I mean, after all, you're the one sleeping with him. With the announcer shocked to silence, Young walked out of the ring, waited a few seconds, slapped The Miz in the face. Then she walked out. Even heel commentator JBL didn't have much to say after he heard what The Miz had said, looking as astonished as fellow announcers Ronaldo, Otunga, and Tom Phillips. JBL stated, that turned awkward pretty quick. With The Miz slapping at the hands of Renee Young, still a hot topic among fans, there have been rumors that The Miz has gone off the script and that the lines had legitimately upset Renee Young. Wrestling News World and Richard Gray wrote that, and I quote, there is reason to believe that it was a unscripted promo, although the publication said that it is still verifying backstage information as it comes in. And I quote from Richard Gray of Wrestling News World. We heard The Miz was seen being spoken with backstage about the promo, and apparently Renee Young didn't like the line, and the original plan was for The Miz to say that she was dating Ambrose. One observer claimed that Renee Young felt that The Miz line made her come off as promiscuous in front of a live television audience. End quote. This isn't the first time The Miz blurs the lines between storyline and reality on SmackDown Live this year. A few months ago, he got into a heated argument with SmackDown Live general manager Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack, as both men accused each other of being cowards for separate reasons. The Miz, due to his safe wrestling style, and Bryan, due to his inability to wrestle and live up to his promises of return following his retirement. Did The Miz go too far? And did he really upset people backstage for his allegedly unscripted remarks on Dean Ambrose and Renee Young relationship? But as of right now, nothing has been confirmed. But the story right now to all of this is still developing and possibly heating up as we speak. I don't think The Miz did anything wrong. I don't. I really don't. Renee Young's relationship with Dean Ambrose was already public. It was already public. Once you go on a podcast that could be heard by literally anybody, you're letting the world know. You're okay with the world knowing I am dating Dean Ambrose. So, for the sake of storytelling and for the sake of this Intercontinental Championship, whereas before, I doubt WWE had any real storyline, any real backing to why Dean Ambrose was going after The Miz. There was nothing there. So The Miz didn't do this to harm Renee Young. The Miz didn't do this to get back at Renee Young for whatever reason. The Miz didn't do this to disrespect Renee Young. The Miz took what was already public, and he took what was already public for the sake of SmackDown and for the sake of this storyline, and he made it better. He made this story and this title feud more than just the title. Because you need a reason for these two guys to feud. There was none. Now, there is a reason. The Miz and Maurice are on Total Divas. You got Renee Young on Total Divas. Renee Young could potentially get into storylines and make this personal. And anytime personal, real-life situations bleed into television and what we see on television in storyline, everything is that much better because it feels real instead of the scripted, overly scripted stuff that we usually see. I don't think The Miz is to blame. I don't think The Miz should be reprimanded. I don't think The Miz should be spoken to about this. I think what The Miz did was absolutely fantastic. And this is something that we haven't seen, verbiage that we haven't seen on WWE television in quite some time. Now, 1 week ago, when I didn't care about The Miz and Dean Ambrose feuding, now, after what was said with just a few lines on SmackDown this week, now I'm all ears and I'm all eyes. And I'm sure you guys are as well. The Miz did not do this on purpose to get back at Renee Young for any reason. The Miz did this because he knows what makes good television. And what makes good television is taking the element of real life and bringing it to the television storyline and the program. Kudos to The Miz, and this is why, without a shadow of a doubt, The Miz is not only one of the best heels in the WWE, but he's easily the comeback player of 2016. He knows what needs to be done, and he's taking what has made him so successful in the second half of 2016, and he's continuing it into 2017. Kudos to him. I love it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys thought of what he said. Should he be reprimanded? Did he cross the line? If he went off the script, did it really harm Renee Young and Dean Ambrose's relationship about now that being public? Or did it really much play into what's going on television right now, and it's going to make for great television? Let me know down below in the comments below. I'm JD. This is Off the Script Extra. If you missed my Lucha Underground and NXT review earlier in the morning, that is live right now. And I'll see you guys, as always, on Friday for Off the Script, episode 149. Until then, I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys all on Friday morning.